received a very intriguing question from a client, and the question is, we're dealing with Corbin, or Russwin. We're dealing with the question of, is the 59D1 the same as the D1 keyway? And I immediately realized that I don't recall, but this video would be a path of not only determining the answer as best as we can, but it would also allow me to show you where I would get that answer, because when it comes to Corbin, what was P.F. Corbin or Russell and Irwin, ultimately Corbin Russwin, the document that I'm about to show is how you find this answer, but quite frankly, practically every other answer that you'll need to get involved in when it comes to Corbin Russwin. So let's switch to the screen view now and let's take a closer look at that. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Now, the manual that I'm about to show you, I've read through it probably 3 times cover to cover, and I've consulted it countless times. If you find any item in our site that's Corbin Russwin, you'll be able to click the manufacturer's link here, and from that link, you'll be able to find the Corbin Russwin cylinder manual. Conversely, if you find the word manufacturers anywhere, you'll be able to get to that manufacturer's page within our site. Control F for the find function, Corbin, and you'll be able to get there as well. So let's find that document. I've already actually opened it, and here it is. So 108 pages, that is an encyclopedic reference, the most complete encyclopedic reference as it pertains to a manufacturer's history, in this case Corbin and Russwin, that details their history going back to the 19th century in terms of their keying evolution. Now, and when it comes to this manual, there's going to be a serious amount of information that is here. How to use this manual, and the only way to understand it is actually how to read it. So we just scrolled past the Keyway Quick Index. So we know that we're dealing with a 59 series, which happens to be a, well, the client asks, is a 59D1 the same as a D1? This happens to be Z class. Okay. There's also a reference to D series under DH class. So because I don't recall what the right answer is, we're going to get down to, on these pages, the profile and the listing of what keyways are in a series and what class it belongs to. So what I'd like to do is, let's keep in mind we've got page 15 and page 18. I don't know that that's actually the page number. I'm tempted to say it's over here in 62. Yeah, 62 and 62. Sorry. Yeah, 62 and 62. Let's get to page 62. Here we go. So the answer is yes, it is. And the D1 and the 59 D1 are the same keyway. Only in the instance that they are working out of the same depth and spacing data. So the answer is they're absolutely not the same keyway, but they're of a similar system in the sense that the depth and spacing data for a 59D1 and a D1 are going to be the same keyway. But this depth and spacing data applies to all of these keyways. Now, I'm saying that they're not the same keyway, and I will now prove it. That page number reference that they were calling out earlier is to certainly the cylinder plug broaching profiles. That quick reference guide talked about page 15, yeah, profiles, page 15 and page 18. So let's get to page 15. So the question is 59D1 and D1. Are they the same keyway? So on this page, page 15, is going to show us the Corbin 59 series keyways. They were introduced in 1959. Notice that the multiplex key system incorporates the 60, which replaced the 77 in 1960. Boy, I love how they do it, because it does, you know, when did the shift to System 70 occur? Well, it was in 1970, so it's fun in that regard. A master key system originated on the 60 keyway can be expanded beyond its original scope, although it requires issuing the all section key to do so. Okay, not really that important, but the important part is the 59D1 is right there. So I'm going to rotate this so that we can see it just like this. Now, I'm also going to, if you recall, I think that was page 18 that the D1 was called out on. There it is. Russwin D and H series keyways. So let's do our same trick. So I would ask you, does the 59D1 broaching look like the D1 broaching? And the answer is clearly no, it does not. So those are not the same keyway at all. Suffice it to say, the balance of this manual is exceptionally valuable. If you work in Corbin Russwin, such as this client, who clearly is working in Corbin Russwin, and I can attest to, when you are working in the world of Corbin Russwin, it is an ocean that you would need to swim across in order to learn what is at the other shore. Without swimming that ocean, you're never going to learn it all. I do recommend, if you work in Corbin Russwin, you read this cover to cover a couple of times, and then at that point you'll kind of know where to reference information. I didn't recall the answer, and it's probably because I never knew the answer, but I knew where to get the information. I knew it would be in this document. So they're the same in the sense that they share the same depth and spacing data, but they are anything but the same. So the answer is no, they're not. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. I simply wanted to add in conclusion that I've been able to use that service manual for not only the ability to answer questions like this, but use it as a resource document to help me learn how to demonstrate proficiency when it comes to rekeying their system, in particular their large format interchangeable cores, but directly their master ring cylinders. I wrote an article that was published, I think, early in 2021 on master ring. You'll find it in the Aloha keynotes. Actually, I will tell you when that was. From my website, if you got to contact us, wherever that is, there'll be a link to About Us. There'll be a paragraph there under education as it pertains to me, and you will find a link to a look at master ring cylinders, is what it's called, and that was published in May of 2021 in the Keynotes magazine of Aloha. The purpose for me pointing that out is that without the original document, it would have been far more challenging for someone like me to understand the concepts, be able to create an article. There were other source documents that I was able to use to great effect when it comes to understanding the technology. Obviously, having master ring cylinders in my hand and figuring out how they work. The two shear line concept was patented in about 1889. I forget the gentleman's name who patented. It's probably in my article somewhere. But absolutely, Edward O'Keefe, I'm looking at it. Absolutely groundbreaking in the sense of having two shear lines, and how those two shear lines 130 years ago completely solves problems that we have in this modern era. by separating your masters and your TMK from your change key biddings, not only am I not going to be able to decode, looking at change keys, what the master key is, but I'm not going to be able to defeat it using the Dayton method. And it's just a brilliant system that I personally am convinced Frank Best would have been aware of. He would have probably been aware, who patented the small format cylinder in 1921, it was granted. But the point is that the small format interchangeable core has 2 shear lines. The upper shear line controls the control lug. 30 years earlier, the 2 shear line concept was patented by Edward O'Keefe, who then sold that patent to P.F. Corbin, who then, ran with it, and the Empire State Building was built with master ring cylinders. And in the Northeast, I understand that you'll find them very commonly. I believe that there's a lot of ignorance about the advantage of them, because I've had people within the industry tell me that they've taken them apart and see that they have neutered the installation by just using long drivers to skip over the master ring shear line. But then there are those who understand completely what the technology was all about and what its advantages are. The point is that service manual allowed me to learn all of that stuff to great effect. So if you work with Corbin or Russwin, that's going to be something you'll want to not only bookmark, but go through at least once or twice so you're familiar with where to find the answers. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.